Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're checking out the YGNN Studio statue of Sephiroth. So now this is a pretty nice figure, and what makes this piece unique is the fact that it's 1/6 scale. We don't really have many 1/6 scale statues of Sephiroth. Most of them seem to be 1/4. Personally, this is my favorite scale for figures. I do love 1/4 scale, but I just think sometimes they're a little bit too big, and I don't know where to display them. I already pretty much have no more room for any more 1/4 scale statues, whereas for 1/6 scale figures, you just always seem to find a space for it, which I think for me personally is a massive selling point. So the release date of the figure is going to be the first quarter of 2024, so it can be any time now in the next couple of months, say around March, maybe even April. And it's also pretty limited edition. There's only going to be 188 figures of this figure made, and I do think the statue is pretty expensive for the scale. This is pretty much the same price that you would pay for a 1/4 scale figure. So I've got to say the overall look of the figure looks great. It's a very visually pleasing looking statue, and I love all the details on the figure. I mean, look at the belt. The belt is just so nicely detailed. We don't really have many statues of Sephiroth holding the blade up high. Usually he's holding the blade pretty low down. So I do like the fact that he's holding Masamune a little bit higher than you would expect. Although I am a bit worried about the width of the figure, because as you can see, the sword comes out pretty far, so I don't think this piece is gonna fit inside a D12 cabinets. And here's how he looks from the back. And I love the wing. I just think it's such a great accessory. And it seems like most of these Sephiroth statues always seem to come with the wing now, which I'm really happy about because it's such a great item to include with the figure, and it just makes the figure so much better. But as you can see, the detailing on the wing is just top notch. It looks really good. And it's not just completely painted black. I can see lots of whites in there, even lots of greys and blue tones. So I just think they did a nice job in the painting. And I love the flowing motion of the cape. It just looks super nice, and it makes the figure look very majestic. And here's a close-up on the midsection of the figure. So now, I don't think the face looks that great. It doesn't really look a lot like Sephiroth, and I think it looks very almost animated or cartoony. But I still like the head sculpt because I think it fits in theme with this figure. I would say the body of the figure doesn't really look that accurate to the game. It looks a lot more, a lot more eccentric, a lot more animated, and I don't think the body proportions are correct. He looks a lot more bulky here, almost thicker for lack of a better term. So yeah, I just think this is more so a stylized version of the character. So I do like the fact that we have a nice variety of all these different kind of Sephiroth statues. And here's a close-up on the waist of the figure. So we have a nice look at the belts and the detailing in the fabric. It almost looks like real clothing, like real leather material. But yeah, just keep in mind this figure is made entirely out of resin. And here we have a close-up on the boots of the figure. Once again, very nice detailing. It does look very realistic, and it looks as if he's almost floating. I don't know how this figure is stuck onto the base, but yeah, you can see the foot looks almost lifted off the ground, which makes it seem as if he's floating. And this is the look at the base for the figure. Yeah, very cool. It does look a lot different from all the other bases from the other Sephiroth statues. This one looks a lot more like glass, as if it's, broken glass on the base, which I think looks really cool. Usually these bases for Sephiroth would come with a Shinra Power Plant Company base, to make it seem as if it's destroyed. But this base just seems to be super plain with the rocks and the glass, which I think is very simplistic, and I think it does work. And here's how the statue looks directly from the front. Very nice piece and very majestic. The fact the figure is 1/6 scale is a massive selling point for me personally. But let me know what you guys think of this figure in the comments below, and let me know if you guys are planning to pick it up. For all Final Fantasy VII figure and statue news, be sure to keep a lookout on the channel. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, guys.